Alright, Shalom. Before I begin this video, all praise, honor, and glory goes into Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kudash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well, taught us his truth, as well as a sincere salutations to the elder bishops, along with your brothers laboring all throughout the four winds of the earth. Alright, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Akakudash, Barakatham, to brother Shalom, to the elect of the nation of Israel. The title of this video epistle, okay, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, is Esau cannot imagine a world where Jake is ruling. Alright? Yeah, we know that's going to be a reality. Jake ruling, this is just the beginning, of Esau's reckoning. Part of his reckoning is having to see, things like this. Okay? This is Esau's worst nightmare. Their daughters being with Israelites. Alright, which this is going to be a thing in the kingdom for sure. Concubines left and right. So I'm going to play some of the clip and then get some precepts on as well as edifying.
My kid did that. You can check the DNA. I did not bite him. He's a liar. So he's drunk. It started at dinner. He started calling my boyfriend verbally abusing her. A-N-I-G-G-E-R. I have it on video, which is a slur. It is not. Okay? I don't like that.
All right, one person at a time.
I'm the mom. This is the child. That's the father. You be quiet. He doesn't like the race she dates. So he was verbally abusing her. He was. And we lost dinner because of it. We came up here, and he came up here drunk and did more verbal abuse to where it became physical.
Okay.
He ripped my hair out of my head. I have
She has extensions in.
How much did he have to drink today?
Way too much.
What is way too much?
He's probably
had like 8
beers. Not like over excessive. He's just got a lot of anger because of what she does, and it came out tonight when he was drinking.
Do you want to see the video?
Sure. I don't. No. We have a motorhome down the street. He could go to the motorhome.
I want to press charges if I can.
Shut your mouth. You don't want to press charges.
Yes, I do.
Your dad. He's a great dad. He doesn't do this on a normal basis.
All right, how old are you?
14.
I'll be 15.
She's 14.
Okay. So run me through the day about what happened from start to finish.
Everything's been fine all day. We went out to dinner. He drank a few beers. She was talking about her boyfriend who lives she met just this past weekend, who lives in Colorado. Or not Colorado. Where is that? Cleveland.
Like, get into her, corner thing. She's a N-I-G-G-E-R lover, and because her boyfriend's mixed, and they were arguing and stuff, and then he started saying he didn't want her, and that's not his daughter, and this and that. So she threw a pop at him, not the cup, she threw the
soda.
Yeah, the soda at him, and then she left, and then we were all upstairs, me and Michelle, we were all upstairs, me and Michelle, and 2 hours later he came back up screaming, saying that we got him kicked out, but he got himself kicked out because he was there 2 hours previous of us being upstairs. But anyways, when he got up there, he started screaming at her, calling her names again, and then finally she was telling him to shut the up, and it's not, excuse my French, and he threw keys at her, and she was like, I hate you, you're not my dad. Then he threw the keys at her, and they started going back and forth, and he said that how this is why her brother doesn't love her, and this, which is Richard. He's in Michigan right now, and he said he's gonna give all his stuff to her. her brother and this, that, which is not his real kid, but it's still her brother because Michelle's kid. And then she got mad, she stood up, and then he attacked her by, like, grabbing her, and then he started grabbing her hair, calling her a little this, that. And then Michelle jumped in the first time and was pulling them apart and stuff, and then he finally let go. And then I told her, let's just go down here, and then we walked towards the door, and then he attacked her again. And we were, like, all on the bed, and I was pulling them apart, and I was on top of her, and he was on top of me. And
okay, you said on top of her. You on top of Michelle or what?
On sorry.
Okay. So 14.
A little girl, yeah. Well, not little.
All right. So you're on top of Angeline.
Yeah, because
how was she on the bed?
he was over her like this, and she was laying down, and she was like, he had her arms like this with this arm, and then he was pulling her hair. He had his hand wrapped around her hair. So I got between them, and I got on top of her, and then I grabbed his hand out.
Okay, so you kind of like basically like wedged yourself in between the two. So he's basically like sitting up over her like this, and you came in like this?
Yeah, and Michelle was like on the side of him, screaming at him and trying to pull him off, and I was grabbing her hair in his hand, and I was trying to like let down.
Grabbing her hair, like Michelle or his hair? You were grabbing?
No, she was grabbing her, and I grabbed like his hand, and then I grabbed her hair, and I was like screaming.
Trying to pull the hair out of his hand?
Without like pulling it out of her head.
How did he get the knot on his head?
That was the third fight. So, and then, and then we finally got off, and then I pulled to the bathroom, and then we called the cops, and then...
For New York who are ruling well, Shalom, peace and love to all of the rest of the elders.
Subscribe to the brother's page, GMS Inquire Early. This is basically a video response. But anyways, Esau Edom, that's already something that plagues his mind, is Jake, being with his daughters. Yeah, this is just the beginning, man. Alright, so let's get a couple of precepts. Alright, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Alright, so these concubines, they basically, they just getting on the right side, in advance, right? It says, it set them in their own land. So in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to have the heathen in subjection. All right, and us, the Israelites, we're going to have our own land. All right, the land of Israel over there currently is just basically like a pit, like a dirt pit. Right now, nothing grows there. It looks, it's through. Yet when we are there, it's going to thrive. The whole earth, it's going to be even more beautiful. And including that land, the actual physical land over there in Israel. It says, the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the heathen is going to be in captivity. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. So, once again, they just getting on the program in advance. It says, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. So at one point we were, the captives. At one point we were in slavery. just through. You know, and that's when the Lord was really beating us down. When we were in slavery, that was a beat down on every level. You know, physically, spiritually, mentally. You know, that was a beat down. Alright, yet the Lord has brought us out of that, has brought us out of slavery, and has given us this marvelous truth through our teachers, the elder apostles of Great Millstone on down, and the men that came before them. Right, going all the way back to High Priest Abba Bivens. Continuing down, it says, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So who's currently oppressing us are the other nations. So it's, you know, it's going to take place where the Israelites are going to rule over the other nations. So, you know, nigga love of this, nigga love of that, all that is going to be out of here. You know, because Esau Edom, he going to be in the fields. He ain't even going to have to worry about, you know, what his daughters are doing, man. He going to be turning big rocks into little rocks. No tools. Isaiah 14:3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow. Yeah, because currently Esau Edom is ruling. These other nations are ruling over us. Okay, 2/3 of Israel is on their side. Okay, they're not repenting, they're not turning to the Lord. Okay, it says, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, Slakia. In which, to this day, we gotta fucking be subject to whatever Esau got going on. Alright, whatever he got going on, he's trying to put that on the Israelites. All sorts of hell, unimaginable hell. He constantly putting, you know, on the Lord's chosen people, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Alright, and the Israelites were scattered all throughout the four winds of the earth that may look like the other nations, yet their line goes back to Israel. You know, speckled bird. And you know, we don't know if the guy is a Jake or not. Yeah, how they're describing him, and it sounds like he might be lashing out, you know, beating his daughter down. Why? Because Jake, you know, which you already know, if Jake is in the mix, then you know it's going down. So he know that. He know, okay, yep, she getting popped. You know, and then, see, Esau also does diligent search, like the scriptures speak about. So Esau knows that when a so-called black man and a so-called white woman get together, that baby, even though that baby comes out, you know, kind of light, you know, sometimes they come out light, sometimes they come out looking like so-called white people, sometimes they come out looking, you know, just dark brown. You don't really know. Yet you are what your father is. So they know, okay, that if their daughters get with Jakes, that the babies that come out are going to be Jakes. You know, Esau act like he don't know what's going on. Yet, you know, part of his pride, with that pride, he coming with that left-handed knowledge. You know, which of course, that's not, wicked. That's not wicked for you to, want your daughter to be with, her own race. That's only going to come naturally. And Esau, that's how Esau feel. Just like Jake, when a so-called black man has a daughter, and he go to the dinner, and it's an Edomite, he upset. He upset for the most part. Now, of course, you might have a coon nigga who may not mind, yet for the most part, you gotta have some seasoning. Isaiah 14:4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how had the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Yeah, it's through-ass place. Through people, everything broken down. We entering into the time of the seal coming about. Alright, and once again, Esau mad, about Jake popping their daughter. Hey, just wait till Jake get that spiritual power. They're gonna really be mad then. They're gonna really be, gnashing their teeth and weeping. Isaiah 14:5 says, the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. Yeah, so no longer, coming soon, you're going to have any jurisdiction over the Israelites. You're not going to be able to put hell on the Israelites or tell us, okay, you can't pop this nation, woman, or that nation. See, because in the kingdom, the Israelite men are going to be popping all the different nations of women. So you're not going to be able to put a limit and put a cap on that. We're going to have concubines on concubines. Man. The scriptures speak about King Solomon, having 1,000 wives. In the kingdom, that's going to be a light number, man. The Lord has a beautiful future waiting for us. We know and understand, okay, that sea coming right around the way. And then the vision of the downfall of this wicked ass kingdom Babylon the Great, aka America. We know that's coming soon, ASAP. Alright, so with that, Lord's will, we were edified. Barakatah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Once again, double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. She and Master who rule well, teach well, and taught us this, beautiful truth. As well as a sincere salutation to the elder bishops. And enough respect, you brothers worldwide, teaching and preaching. Alright, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Barakathum to you brothers. May you brothers continue, to push, okay, in this truth. All the way up until the end, Lord's will, we be the elect, we get beamed up. Alright, Shalom, and Baba Ball, and Kwame Yasharala. Shalom.